Imagine stepping into a quiet room where time seems to slow down, almost the way a warm afternoon feels when the sun hangs low and the air turns soft. The space around you is filled with a gentle glow, as if the light itself is breathing. You hear the faintest rustle of fabric, like a whisper moving across the room. There's a delicate trace of floral scent drifting in the air, subtle enough to feel like memory rather than perfume. And then, in front of you, you see them. 4 dresses hanging in the stillness. They are not just pieces of clothing. They are moods. They are energies. They are reflections of the parts of you that rarely speak out loud. One of them is as light as early spring air, the kind of softness that brushes past your cheek before you know it's there. Another stands confident, precise, drawn with clean lines that feel like certainty. The third is free, untamed in its spirit, ready to move, to dance, to break the rules that never fit you anyway. And the fourth carries depth, rich, magnetic, an unspoken pull that commands the room without trying. These dresses are not chosen by logic. They're chosen by the heart. Carl Jung often said that intuitive choices reveal not who we think we are, but who we are at our core, beneath the persona, beneath the roles, beneath the noise. And now, standing in this quiet room, you don't need to analyze anything. You don't need to compare or decide what's right or appropriate. You only need to feel. Look at the dresses. Let your eyes settle. And wait for that small, unmistakable inner movement, the soft click inside your chest that tells you, this one. The dress you choose is not random. It is the voice of your soul speaking in its own language. It is the mirror reflecting what is happening inside you right now, in this season of your life. If you feel ready, then listen to your heart. It already knows where to look. If you found yourself drawn to the light, airy dress, the one that feels like a breath of spring, then there is a rare, quiet glow inside you, a brightness that isn't loud or demanding, but unmistakably beautiful. You are someone whose tenderness is not weakness, but a different kind of strength, one the world often forgets to honor. In a society that runs fast, talks loudly, demands constantly, and tries to push you into its rhythm, you remain the person who still knows how to feel. You don't rush. You don't force. You don't fight battles where understanding is possible. And you never take a step before your soul is ready. There is a softness in you that lives deeper than time. You experience the world through subtle impressions, the quiet space between words, the shift in someone's expression before they speak, the play of sunlight across a wall, the wind brushing through leaves, or the way someone smiles to themselves when remembering something precious. You don't live in bold strokes. You live in shades, nuance, atmosphere, feeling. And if you've ever believed you were too sensitive, let this be the moment you release that idea. You are not too much. You are exactly as you're meant to be. The truth is, many people simply don't know how to handle what is delicate, valuable, and easily touched. But you are not fragile glass. You are gentle water. And water is one of the strongest forces on earth. It adapts, it flows, it shapes mountains without ever raising its voice. Your heart is kind, genuinely, sincerely kind. That kindness isn't poetic. It's a trait your soul has returned to again and again, even after hurt, even after disappointment, even after moments when closing off would have been easier. Yet somehow, you choose to open again. You love deeply, not halfway. When you connect with intention. You can listen with presence. You can forgive with grace. But remember this: Forgiveness does not mean endurance. Your tenderness has sometimes kept people close who did not deserve the softness of your inner world. But those who are meant for you already understand how to hold you, with care, not pressure. You are someone who values presence, not adrenaline, not drama, not noise. You live for moments, scents, glances, stillness, warmth. You are the pause between sentences, the breath that gives meaning to everything around it. There may be times when you feel out of place, as if others move louder, faster, more confidently. But your rhythm is different, organic, natural. Flowers never open because someone shouts at them. They open when they feel the light. You are like that. You need warmth, safety, space to be fully yourself. And when you feel seen, when someone offers you that light, you bloom. Not quickly, not dramatically, but deeply. You hold emotions inside for a long time, sometimes too long. You worry that speaking might disturb others, but your feelings are not a burden. They are gold. They are the warmth that heals, the softness that steadies, the presence that brings people back to themselves. Your tenderness is not something to hide. It is something to protect. In love, you seek not passion for passion's sake, nor power for power's sake. You seek a home inside another person, the kind of connection where silence feels like a language, where being side by side is enough, where someone sees not just your smile, but your breath. You don't need storms, you need clarity, healing, warmth. If you chose the spring dress, your soul is asking for gentleness right now. More rest, more warm light, more slow mornings, more moments of self-kindness. Allow yourself to be. Don't push, don't rush, don't demand. You unfold in silence. You are the airy dress. You are the breath. You are the warm light. You love not loudly, but deeply, and that is your true strength. If your attention was drawn to the structured dress, the one with clean lines, balance, and unmistakable confidence, then there is a calm, grounded strength within you that doesn't need noise to be real. Your power doesn't shout. It doesn't push. It doesn't demand to be seen. It simply exists, steady, centered, and unmistakable. You are the kind of person who either already knows who you are, or is consciously walking toward that truth without illusions. You don't like excess. Chaos drains you. Drama wastes your time. Emotional games feel foreign to your nature. Instead, you value clarity, directness that respects boundaries, and simplicity that has purpose. You create order, not rigid order, but intentional structure that helps life flow instead of collapse. There is an inner architecture in you, a kind of quiet alignment. You don't build castles in the air. You build foundations in reality. You see things clearly. You can separate the essential from the trivial. You can make decisions without falling apart under doubt. This doesn't mean you never worry or never feel confused. It means you know how to stay present with yourself even in difficult seasons. And that ability is one of the most mature forms of emotional strength. In relationships, you value honesty, not the kind that is loud, but the kind proven by consistent behavior. Words mean nothing to you without action. Beauty means nothing without substance. You choose people who keep their promises, who respect your space, who show up, and when a connection stops offering these things, you know how to walk away. Sometimes quietly, sometimes without explanation, but in a way that makes it clear the chapter has truly closed. When you say goodbye, it isn't revenge and it isn't anger. It is understanding that your path continues elsewhere. You are a person of the path. You don't wait for miracles. You walk toward them, step by step, even if slowly, even if unseen. Others may live in bursts and flames, but you build what lasts. You don't destroy yourself for temporary emotions. You choose what has meaning, weight, integrity. If this dress called to you, your soul may be in a season of reorganization. You might be craving clarity, direction, simplicity. You might be looking at your life, your relationships, your habits, your goals, and choosing what stays and what must go. This isn't chaos. This is alignment. Your movement isn't sharp or frantic. It is purposeful, intentional, strong. You are the structured dress. You are the clear line. You are the inner backbone that holds even when things around you shake. And most importantly, you are someone who knows how to choose yourself without apology. This is your dignity. This is your power. If you felt a pull toward the flowing, expressive, untamed dress, the one that seems to breathe, stretch, and move on its own, then there is a wild, living truth inside you that refuses to shrink itself to fit anyone's expectations. You are not made for narrow boxes. You are not meant to follow rigid scripts. You are not here to perform a version of yourself that pleases others. There is a freedom in you that is older than fear. Your soul does not move in straight lines. It moves like wind, like rhythm, like color. You choose paths not because they are safe, but because they feel alive. You do not make decisions from logic alone. You make them from your chest, your breath, your body's intuition. You cannot force your heart to follow rules it does not believe in. You cannot pretend. You cannot live for show. And while others may call this unpredictable, in truth, your choices lead you exactly where you are meant to go. People may not understand your leaps, your sudden changes, the way you walk away from what no longer feels right. But again and again, your heart guides you, sometimes quietly, sometimes urgently, toward authenticity. You have a natural spontaneity. You can change your route without warning. You can leave behind what once felt safe. You can start again, even when the world cannot comprehend why. Where others choose comfort, you choose truth. Where others choose repetition, you choose movement. Where others choose approval, you choose feeling. And yes, this path can be non-linear, unpredictable, winding, but it always brings you back to yourself. Inside you, there is a private place that no one can touch without your permission. A place where your soul breathes freely. Even when life complicates things, even when you feel tied to responsibilities or expectations, that inner space remains yours and yours alone. It is your quiet rebellion, your sanctuary, your universe. You can be in a crowd and still be entirely yourself. You can be in love and still keep your essence. You can change your whole life the moment it stops sounding like truth. You are someone who sees beauty in places others overlook, in the way wind moves through branches, in the red leaves scattered across asphalt, in a melody that seems to speak only to you. Your world is poetic, textured, alive. You don't need to explain this to anyone. The soul recognizes what the mind cannot articulate. In love, you cannot tolerate surface-level connection. You need depth that breathes. You need passion that feels like presence. You need someone who lets you be fully, unapologetically real. Tears, laughter, silence, fire, all of it. You will not stay in a relationship where you disappear. You will not shrink just to maintain peace. You will not build a life that suffocates your spirit. If you are alone, it is not loneliness, it is freedom, space, respect for your own heart. Your energy is soft but alive. You don't take up space. You create it. People feel like they can breathe around you, like the air becomes lighter. But this same openness can attract those who try to feed on your warmth, your creativity, your emotional generosity. This is why your boundaries matter. Freedom isn't only about going where you want. It's also about protecting the flame that guides you. You are not chaos. You are flow. There's a difference. Chaos destroys. Flow leads. You move. You change. You grow. You allow life to peel away the layers that no longer fit. You don't seek to be understood by everyone, because true understanding is not a matter of explanation, but resonance. Your soul is connected to something elemental. Forest, wind, water, earth. You need solitude to hear your inner voice again. You can grow exhausted by noise, by demands, by a world that is louder than necessary. Your healing lies in returning to the simple things. A walk, a song, a quiet room, a warm blanket, a moment of stillness. Your light comes back softly. You are the flowing dress. You are the breath of freedom. You are the creative spark that refuses to dim. You live exactly as your heart whispers. And this is your true path. Don't let the world make you convenient. Don't let anyone steal your air. You live once, and you live real. If you chose the deep, magnetic, evening-like dress, the one that carries intensity without raising its voice, then there is a powerful, unmistakable presence within you. A presence that doesn't need validation, explanation, or decoration to feel real. You are not loud, yet you cannot be overlooked. You enter a room softly, and still the space changes. Not because you try, but because your energy speaks in a language older than words. There is mystery in you, not crafted, not performed, but born from the life you have lived. Your experiences, your awakenings, your pain, your healing, your returns to yourself. You are not someone who reveals everything at once. Your inner world has layers, textures, shadows, and light that only those who truly see with their heart can understand. Superficial people exhaust you. Pretenses irritate you. Masks feel pointless. You crave soul contact, not surface contact. You want truth, not performance. You love deeply, not in fantasy, not in illusions, not in wishful thinking, but in seeing someone as they truly are. Their darkness, their brilliance, their fears, their hunger, their humanity. You are not afraid of emotional intensity, because you know what storms feel like inside. You've lived through them. You've survived them. But surviving did not make you hard. It made you whole. In the past, you may have faced moments where you had to choose between being convenient or being yourself, between pleasing others or honoring your truth, between shrinking down or standing firm. And even when it cost you, even when it hurt, you chose yourself. That choice is the root of your strength. You do not fear your own depth. You do not fear desire. You do not fear emotion. You do not fear truth, even when it's uncomfortable. You are real. And realness is rare. Your passion isn't a spark. It's an ember that burns steadily, quietly, powerfully. You don't love in fragments. You love with presence, attention, memory, and soul. You do not settle for connections without meaning. You do not stay where you fade. You do not give your heart to anyone who cannot hold it with respect. You are not searching for just anyone. You are searching for the one who speaks in your rhythm. You give not in desperation, but in certainty. Certainty that what is meant for you will arrive, not when you want it, but when you are ready. You know how to wait without fear. You know how to sit in silence without panic. You know how to stand alone without losing yourself. Your beauty is not something you perform. It is something people feel. It is in your gaze, deep, steady, honest. The kind of gaze that sees through people, past their defenses, past their stories, to the truth underneath. This can intimidate those who fear being seen, but it irresistibly attracts those who crave authenticity. You are a woman who knows her worth, yet you are not cold. You are not closed. You are not untouchable. You can be tender, gentle, soft, but only in safe hands. You do not beg for love. You choose love. If you chose this dress, your soul is standing in a moment of inner maturity, inner gravity, inner knowing. You're not waiting for someone to rescue you. You know you are both the flame and the light. Your presence speaks louder than any speech. Your silence carries more truth than most people's explanations. Your stillness is deeper than noise. You are the evening dress. You are depth and fire. You are magnetism and clarity. You are the one who draws others not for the game, but for the truth. And anyone who chooses to stand beside you must be real, because your soul no longer accepts anything less. Each dress you saw, each energy you felt, was never just about fabric, color, or design. They were mirrors. They were states of being. They were the languages your soul speaks when the mind grows quiet enough to listen. We are not the same every day. We shift. We grow. We open, close, soften, strengthen, rise, fall, and rise again. And these 4 dresses represent the 4 inner seasons every woman carries within her life, and within a single heartbeat. There are days when you are spring, breath, warmth, tenderness, the quiet kind of softness that heals without trying. The world may feel loud, but you move like morning light, gently, honestly, beautifully. Your heart asks for rest, warmth, kindness, slow moments, real presence. There are days when you are structure, calm, direction, clarity, the line that doesn't wobble, the truth that doesn't break, the backbone that holds. On these days, your soul wants order, not rigidness, but meaning. You choose what matters and let go of what doesn't. There are days when you are freedom, wind, movement, creativity. You break the shape that no longer fits. You step away from expectations that suffocate your spirit. You return to the pulse of your own truth, your rhythm, your breath. Your heart wants space, expression, color, life. And there are days when you are depth, fire, mystery, gravity. You don't speak loudly, yet your presence fills the room. You don't chase, you attract. You don't pretend, you reveal. On these days, your soul asks for honesty, meaning connection, that touches the bones. These 4 dresses are not 4 separate women. They are all you. You can be gentle and strong. You can be structured and free. You can be deep and tender. You can be still and wild. You are not one story. You are many. You are not one note. You are an entire symphony. The dress you chose today does not define you forever. It simply reflects what is speaking the loudest right now, what your soul is whispering, what your heart needs, what season you are moving through. And if one day you return to this room, to this moment, to these 4 dresses, you may choose differently, and that choice will be just as true. For now, feel the quiet shift inside you. Feel your breath deepen. Feel the clarity settling softly, gently, naturally, as if something inside you has just returned to its rightful place. This is you hearing yourself. This is you meeting your own truth. This is you coming home. Now that you've walked through these 4 inner landscapes, softness, structure, freedom, and depth. Take a moment to notice what has shifted inside you. Feel how your breathing has slowed. Feel how your thoughts have softened at the edges. Feel how something within you, something quiet, something honest, has come closer to the surface. The dress you chose today didn't speak to your mind. It spoke to your being. It revealed what is alive in you at this exact moment in your life. A need, a truth, a longing, a rhythm, a season. Sometimes we spend weeks, months, even years moving too fast to notice what our soul has been trying to say. Sometimes all it takes is a single image, a single choice, a single emotional resonance to bring you back to yourself. So pause. Let this feeling settle. Let this clarity rest in your chest. Let it become a small, warm light you carry forward. You are not meant to stay the same. You are meant to cycle, to shift, to rise and fall with the tides of your inner world. Some days you need gentleness. Some days you need precision. Some days you need expansion. Some days you need depth. Every version of you is real. Every version of you is allowed. Every version of you is part of the larger truth of who you are. Today you listened. You chose. You felt. You returned. And that is enough. Truly enough. Now, if you feel comfortable, share in the comments which dress called out to you today. Sometimes, the reflections of others become mirrors for our own truth. Sometimes, someone says exactly what we were afraid to admit. Sometimes, the simple act of naming our inner season helps us understand ourselves more deeply. And who knows? Your words may be the thing someone else needs to hear. Your insight may guide another soul back to themselves. Your choice may echo in the heart of someone who has been searching for clarity. So tell me, which dress whispered to you? Which one felt like home? I'm here listening. Thank you for walking through this journey with such presence. Thank you for feeling every word. Thank you for choosing yourself, even if only for a moment. And most of all, take care of yourself gently, softly, honestly. Because you, the living, shifting, breathing you, are the quiet art of being alive.